Hello, it's the 16th of August. This is Renew Every Morning. I'm Paul Anderson-Walsh. I hope I find you well. Today, the title of our talk in this Living Gracefully series is called The One Who Came Back Down. And I want to talk about living the embodied Christ life in a world that's still waiting. And this is about, what I'm thinking about here is the idea of when you are advanced in certain things, it's easy for us to rush ahead. But then the thing to remember is, as the wonderful song from the Blind Boys of Alabama says, if one of us is blind, none of us can see. And this is an idea I want to talk to you about, because I want to think a little bit about this lyric, because what it's talking about is not just a lyric in its own right. It's talking about a kind of, it's more than a metaphor. It's kind of a declaration of solidarity, and it's posing a central question, which is this: what does it take to love in such a way that you're willing to delay your own joy, your own arrival for the sake of other people? That's the question I wanted to tease out today. And sometimes I think we have a kind of first past the post mentality, don't we? I'm all right, Jack, ring the bell. I'm on the bus, ring the bell. I'm all right, Jack, pull the ladder up. But that is not spirituality at all. It's not, by the way, and what I'm about to talk to you about is not just something that is confined to the Christian idea. This is something that you'll see in all the traditions. In the Buddhist tradition, for example, they have something called the Bodhisattva, and this is one who stands at the very gate of enlightenment but refuses to enter alone, because he won't enter, or they won't enter, while somebody else is suffering. And in the Christian tradition, there's this lovely idea of kenosis, and it's really, that's what I want to talk to you about today. The idea about this sense of self-emptying. And this is not about self-punishment, it's not about erasure, it's about one who will refuse to be whole while others are left behind. I mean, it's just like, in a simple language, the idea of just sitting down and relaxing while you know that somebody else is outside struggling. That's something you're not going to be able to do if this Christ life has gripped you. And it's a verse I want to think about is really our anchor verse, is from Philippians, and it's Paul's verse. You would know this very well. Philippians 1:23, and he's having this kind of very honest conversation with the community in Philippi, and he's saying, do you know what? Look, the truth is, I want to go home. I'm tired, is almost Paul saying. I desire to depart and be with Christ. I want to be in the living presence with Christ. That was, I thought, the prize. Paul talks about that in Philippians, the upward prize, the goal, he talks about it. And then he says, but it's more necessary for you that I remain. Oh, what should I do, Paul says. I'm torn, he says, but I know that I'll remain. Why? Because it's beneficial to you. And that's the point. There's this interesting tension that Paul has to manage, and each of us in our own ways, I suspect, have to manage, because we all have people around us that are not as advanced for us, or that need carrying, need helping, need supporting, whatever else it might be. You figure this out in your own story. But what he's saying is that love ties him to the people who still need him. Do I want to go home? You're damn right I do. Do I want to stop? Yes. Do I want to retire? Yes. Am I going to? No. Why? Not only for me, but also because of what we're trying to create for our families. So do you see what I'm saying? It's more that it's the love of the other. This is, if you like, kenosis in real time, and the apostle is embodying this idea that was really patterned in the descent of Christ. Remember that story. He says he emptied himself, but it's not just the Christ. Moses said the same thing. Moses said, look, I'd rather be blotted out if Israel can't be saved. What's the point of me going to heaven if Israel's going to hell? I've no interest in that. Let's rephrase that, because it's important to understand. What is the point of me entering into consciousness if Israel's going to stay in unconsciousness? What is the point of me entering to full-mindedness if Israel's never going to experience that, and they're going to know unmindedness? So it just doesn't help me. It's got to be all of us, because it's the Blind Boys of Alabama principle. And Jesus is the same way. He's saying, well, hold on a minute. I don't consider equality with God as something to be grasped. I'm very happy to empty myself and just come down here. And this is about the idea of the one who came back down. And that's the challenge, really. You may have climbed a particular spiritual ascent, to a spiritual level, or whatever else it might be. It might be a financial level, it might be an emotional level. I don't know what it is. But the question is, are you prepared to come back down? That's the point. for those who have not been able to go up or go in, or do you see what I'm saying? And the challenge is this: can we descend rather than escape? Can we? I don't know. Can we serve rather than self-protect? Can we wait rather than rush ahead? Can we love rather than just retreat into safety? Imagine the missionary who returns to a war zone rather than just going home safely. They've gone back on furlough and everybody's saying, all right, we're good, you're done now. And they go, no, I've got to go straight back out there again. You go, why? Well, because of the love of what they're doing. What about a friend who delays their own plans to care for a dying parent or somebody? And this is important, that they're just everyday moments, just sitting with someone, holding them in their grief, and walking patiently with them, rather while they, even with a struggling colleague or something. Goodness me, am I indebted to people that stayed on with me after work down the years, that could have just gone home and left me, but they said, no, let's stay till you get it. We'll stay here. I have friends that would take me out and just work with me. And I was trying to learn my trade when I was in the financial services business. There was so many gracious people that just helped me and stayed with me. And you need to pay that forward, right? That's something we should be wanting to do ourselves. So there's a cost and there's a joy, isn't there? Because I recognize there's a cost. It's easier to move on, obviously, to choose peace for myself, to choose comfort for myself, to choose ease for myself, to put my feet up. Oh, but the joy. Oh, but for the joy that is set before us when we endure the cross. And this is the joy of seeing others set free, of seeing others be healed, of seeing others be whole. This is the kind of tie back to the blind boys of Alabama that I was talking about. If one is still in darkness, then love waits with them in the dark. That's what we do. And oh my God, have we ever the need for people to wait with us right now? Well, let me ask you a couple of questions as we kind of think about moving to a close today. Where might Christ be asking you to remain? Not out of obligation, but just out of love. Not out of duty, out of delight. Who's in your world who cannot see until you walk with them a little bit longer? And what maybe might it look like for you to just come back down from your own comfort or from your own advantage? Get dressed again, put on your suit again, get out there again. I don't know. But one thing I would say is this, is that let's take a minute to find a kind of practical spiritual posture for this. Inhaling Christ in me, and exhaling, remain through me. As Paul said, I am absolutely torn. I want to go home. That's way better. It's better for me, but it's better for you that I stay. And thank you, those of you who stay when it's easier and better for you to go home. Thomas Merton said something that really struck me. He said that the whole purpose of spiritual life, the entire purpose of the spiritual life, is to bring us back to the world with the eyes of Christ. Isn't that incredible? That all of this is really about that we could come back into the world that is in pain, that is lost, and is in difficulty, with the eyes of Christ. And if I see with the eyes of Christ, I have the mind of Christ, and I'm endued with the Spirit of Christ, what a blessing I could be. What a sanctuary I could be for somebody else's journey this week. All right, God bless you. Hope that helps. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.